All right, so I think I'm going to add a hill so that I can do a little bit of landscaping so that this starts to fit in a little nicer and what have you. So I'm going to add a mesh. I'll add a plane. I will just use the pop-up to size it out a little bit. Let's go, let's start out at around 20. I'm thinking I'll probably have to widen it out more than that, but I think right in this range should be pretty close. I think I will rotate it on X right away. Let's do it from the side view though. So I'm going to push 3, and then let's rotate it on X so that it roughly runs at the angle that those stairs run at. I'm going to go ahead and grab it on Z. So GZ, slide it down. Hey, that's not so bad. All right. And then, yes, I want it to be wider. So I'm going to push S and then X and scale it out a little bit that way. Let's grab it on X and move it over a bit. Okay, now we've got this nice plane that's intersecting with the house. Now the thing is, of course, it is actually intersecting with the house. So if I go inside the house, or if I were to look at this in X-ray view or in wireframe view or what have you, I mean, we literally have this going through the house. So we need to remedy that. The other thing too is actually let's hide the plane and take a look at the front view that I had up earlier. The hill actually does like extend out in front of the house a little bit, I think on both sides, and there's just a wall, like a cement wall that extends down. So we'll deal with that as well. So first things first, I think what I'm going to do is tab in here and make this, because this is basically one large rectangle. So I'm going to subdivide this so that as I start breaking things down and maybe sculpting, it gets a more naturalistic look and I can start smoothing it out. So I'm tabbed in. I've literally got 4 vertices making a rectangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and subdivide. I'll use the pop-up and just drag it to the max. That's nice, but that's not going to get me a lot of fine detail. So I'm going to push A and I'll subdivide again. And I think that's probably going to do it. All right, so anyway, somewhere in here I have a cube from earlier. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to grab that cube. I'm going to slide it forward a bunch so that it's kind of at the front of things. And let's get a look at it. Okay, so let's scale this thing up. Nice. I'm going to front view. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to move it down. That's great. I think I'm going to scale it up some more. Something like that probably works. I think I'll also scale it specifically on the z-axis. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is a Boolean. That'll basically, wherever this cube is, it'll get rid of any elements from the hill. All right. I'll still have some cleanup to do on the inside of the house because basically I'm just using a cube and there's going to be some areas where the intersection still occurs, but this at least gets me there kind of quickly. So I'm going to go to the plane. I'm going to add a modifier, a Boolean, and I'll leave it on difference. And then the object I'm going to select is going to be the cube. So let's go scroll down. We'll just scroll down, and there it is. And then I will go ahead and I will apply. Now if I hide the cube, we should have, there we go. A lot of that hill is gone. Now I can go ahead and resize the cube and get inside with a little more precision. Or another thing that I can do is, let's go into, I'm in X-ray mode. And the other thing that I could do is just do a box select and select basically kind of the parameters of where the house are. And I can just go ahead and delete anything that's overlapping with the house. And that is also kind of a nice way to deal with things. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that in this case. And then the next step, I think, is going to be to start sculpting this a little bit.